Alright, welcome again to this weekend market analysis during this Russia-Ukraine war crisis. Well, the ultimate aim of every Forex trader is to predict very accurately the directional bias of price on any currency pair, okay? And that is why we are going to be analyzing a few pairs to understand the directional bias for this upcoming trading week. Okay, all right, so let's look into a few pairs, but before we do that, let's look into the Forex Factory economical calendar to see those high impact news announcements that are scheduled for this upcoming trading week. As you can see, we have quite a number of high impact news announcements here. The most powerful of all is the FOMC, a news announcement which will be coming from the American dollar axis. Okay, then we also have interest rate and employment data coming from the sterling pounds and the Australian dollar axis respectively. All right, so these are very heavyweight news announcements, and we have the hint that we may have a very active trading week. Alright, so without waste of time, let's move into the chart and conduct our analysis for the few pairs that we have selected to understand what is really going on. Okay, first is the Canadian dollar against the Japanese yen. This is the weekly time frame. Well, let me zoom in this chart a bit. You can see that for the past so many weeks, let's start from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks. All right, 9 whole weeks so far for the Canadian dollar against the Japanese yen. That's about plus 2 months. All right, plus 2 months. Price lost momentum. You see how price went sideways, giving us candles with very long wicks to the upside and to the downside. But for last week, we saw that momentum bar to the upside. That is to show that, hey, volume is beginning to come into this pair. It seems the traders are jumping into the market, and of course we need to give priority to this type of price action. Now, what is really going on? Let's see the overall direction of this pair. Well, price has been moving up nicely. Okay, so the trend in the Canadian dollar against Japanese yen, the weekly time frame, is to the upside. So we are going to keep an upper trend line there. All right, that's one there. Let me change that color to blue. Okay, now we have this level here is too far as support. Okay, price has to break the trend line before it gets there. This one here has been broken up and down, and so it has now been invalidated. So the levels we'll be given attention to are this one and this one. Okay, so in the weekly time frame, let me just duplicate this line. Okay, so this one here, that's the highest level of resistance, and this one here as the lower level of resistance. Now we all of these price action here are a bit too old, so we are going to be paying attention to this level of resistance and this level of support. Price again is in the middle of a range. Okay, so right here we need price to move away. We have seen a good momentum bar as of last week, but then price is still at a range. In the daily time frame, probably around that level of resistance and support. Let's see the daily time frame. In the daily time frame, we have this level of resistance. That's the highest level of resistance. In fact, price went all the way to retest that level. Okay, price went all the way right there. That's the level. Shoot up to retest that level. That is resistance. Okay, we have not seen any rejection yet. There is no rejection. Then we have this level here as support. Okay, let's just keep it there. This one right there. So price is in a range, back to resistance. This is not a good place to go long. This area here is an area of support. Okay, resistance there, support there. So where no clear directional hint, this is resistance, not a place to go long. Again, if you look very closely into this chart, you will see that we got one bounce there, another one here. So higher swing lows, okay, higher swing lows. Then we got this high here being taken out by this high, so we have higher swing highs. So we can as well also have what may look like a channel. I'm going to keep this one here, then this one right there. Okay, all right, so let me just change the color of these lines so you can get a clearer picture. All right, change that. Okay, now you can see that although we are in a range, okay, but price may be trading around confluence of resistance. This is support, okay, two bounces there. This high has been taken out. This may also be resistance. So this is a dangerous level to go long. All right, price may make a little bounce, then maybe begin to push up or keep coming down. That is just the analysis of this pair. In summary, this pair is still in a range. We have not found any valid entry. Ultimately, we'll be looking for short opportunity if we get a valid bounce around that area. Okay, if we get a valid bounce, we'll be looking for short opportunity back down, possibly to retest that level, this rising trend line, or even to break through. Okay, that is that. I just want to show you there, price is at a level of resistance. Okay, now let's move on to the next pair, the Swiss franc against the Japanese yen in the weekly time frame. Very clearly, price has been trending up, okay, very nicely. Let's keep our upper trend line in the weekly time frame. Just take that outer trend line. Okay, now what's going on here? All right, that's a little bit of a congestion, more of an inverted shoulder head shoulder pattern formation. All right, where price has been finding a bit of challenge right there to even pull through. Okay, so this is more of the neckline. So if price comes down, we may see heavy reversal there, but that is not happening. Rather, we are seeing that bounce there, another one there. So let's keep that channel. It's not really something I would have loved to keep, but let me just keep it there. Okay, more of a channel. In the daily time frame, this is what I am following. It is what I am seeing. Let me keep this in the weekly time frame. All right, weekly. Okay, now in the daily time frame, you can obviously see the price is again just sideways. Okay, look at the kind of tiny candlesticks we have been having for the past weeks. All right, for so many days right there, because of the tension, the war happening in Russia and between Russia and Ukraine. Okay, for several weeks, you can count those weeks right there, individual weeks. Individual candles, price has been busy doing nothing. So let's try to connect the lows, those lows daily, right? Then try to connect the highs. Okay, then again you may want to keep this one. Keep this one there. Okay, now that is it. We are in a sideways price action, and now price is back to problematic zone again. Resistance, resistance. All right, resistance. So this is a problematic area. It is not the best zone to go long, although we have not found any valid entry. But at this area, you really do not want to go long against that area. So price is back to resistance. It may be coming back down again to support zone. Okay, so right here you don't want to go long. For us, there is no valid entry. We have not seen any rejection around that area, but for the purpose of this analysis, we just want to let you know that this is a level of resistance and you should not be trading against that. If we find any valid bounce, as usual, we will let all our VIP members know about that. Now, the Australian dollar against the Japanese yen. This is an interesting one for me. In the weekly time frame, well, I am seeing a higher swing low, okay, and this high has also been taken out. Then we have this high right there, which is the last swing high right there. So let's just keep our levels, our technical levels, that is resistance in the weekly time frame, okay. Then I will also want to keep this right there, that rising level, and also propose an upward channel leg. Okay, so that is it. Now we have this level here has confirmed the bounce, push up, down, back up. Now we have what may possibly be a point of confluence, which may act as resistance in the Australian dollar against the Japanese yen. So at this point again, you really do not want to go long against that level. All right, for us there is no rejection yet, and so we are not taking any trade at this area yet. We want to see price reaction either for a breakout or for a bounce. So we are watching to see what is going to happen. If we get a bounce, then we should be shooting back down to the lower channel leg right there. Okay, so keep this in mind. No longs, all right, do not buy against that level of resistance. You don't want to buy against that level of resistance. At best, you want price to make a breakthrough, there may be a bounce before a continuation, but chances are that price is likely going to make a bounce back to the lower channel leg that we have in here, which I have been able to analyze, picking the lows and the possible highs. Okay, all right, well, let's look into another one, the euro against the Japanese yen. This is a simple one. I just want to show you in the weekly time frame that, hey, we move up nicely, then price went sideways. Okay, and you can see how this area has been acting as a support. In fact, some resistance at that zone. All right, it's an area. Let me insert a shape right here. Okay, it's an area. Let's just keep that shape. You can see how price, maybe I should keep another one to the upside. Okay, so it's more of a range. Okay, a range, then price broke to the downside. Now we have seen a pullback. Let me zoom in a bit. We have seen price pulling back to retest that previous level, which was acting as support. Okay, support right there, a pullback. What are we waiting for? Well, we are waiting to see if we get any bounce around that zone for price to come back down. That is the euro against the Japanese yen. If we get that bounce, this is going to be a high quality setup. But for now, you know, we are really not seeing any reaction yet, and so no entry for us yet. A bounce will only happen at the end of this week. Remember, it's the weekly time frame. But for intraday traders, you want to be very mindful of this area. Bearing in mind that this is now resistance, and so you must be careful hitting on your buy button against that level. Okay, because chances are that price will make a turn back down in the euro against the Japanese yen. All right, finally, let's look into the New Zealand dollar against the Japanese yen. Sorry, I am picking just too much of the Japanese yen pairs. That's because those are the pairs that are showing some green light, all right, clear directional bias. Now, for the New Zealand dollar against Japanese yen, if we keep an upper trend line there, it keeps broken over and over. The last one here has just been also broken again. So we are rather seeing a situation here where we have this price action. Remember, price pretended to be trending to the downside, but now it has pushed up again, taking out this high, it took out this low. All right, so we have lower swing lows and we're having higher swing highs. Okay, in that case, what are you looking at when you're having lower swing lows and higher swing highs? I'm not talking about higher swing lows and higher swing highs. In this case, we are seeing lower swing low, okay, and higher swing highs. So we may be having a form of market confusion where price is confused of where it wants to go to. So let's connect the lows. Connect this one to this one here in form of an expanding triangle, and also this one right there. Okay, let's assume that this is the highest point for price, but you know, we are seeing lower swing lows and higher swing highs. That's because this high has been taken out. Okay, so we have an expanding triangle formation. If you are trading the New Zealand dollar against the Japanese yen, because of this potential pattern formation, you need to be extremely careful right here, because resistance may just be there for price to come back down to this next level, which has been confirmed as the lower leg of that market confusion expanding triangle as support. Okay, well, again, for us, we have not found any valid bounce, and so we don't have any trade to take. But if you're an intraday trader, be extremely careful around that zone, because resistance may just be there before price will come all the way here. Okay, all right, if we find any valid entry, of course we will let you know. The market condition keeps improving, and hopefully we will begin to take our live trades. Thanks for staying with us. Thanks for being around. Please do not forget to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button to our YouTube channel, so you can always get a quick update as soon as we post a video, and also all notifications as soon as we make any changes. Thanks again. You can also feel free to join the Telegram channel or the WhatsApp channel, where we will be sharing with you on a daily basis market updates and possibly signals. Thanks. Enjoy your day. Bye bye.